Hello, hello, hello. Just trying my voice out after being, 38. Just trying to see if it's any different than when I was 37. Feel a little bit more into my element, and I think my voice, it's sounding more 38. Yeah? Okay. Joking. Okay guys, so in today's video I will be sharing my books that I will be reading for the month of September, and I have a fun way for us to do that, to pick those books for September. So if that's anything that's of interest to you, don't go anywhere.
Subscribe, hit that button. Let's grow together. Share with your friends through any kind of weather. Library without borders, we're reaching for the sky. Join the journey now, come on, don't be shy.
Alright, Jambo, Karibu, welcome to my channel. My name is Chilanda and this is Library Without Borders. So as I mentioned at the beginning, I will be picking my books for September. Now, we know that September we're still in summer and fall begins around the 21st of September, but everybody's just like rushing into fall. Like they're literally rushing to fall into fall, and I'm not about that life yet. If you can see here, I thought it'd be more appropriate to have the fall leaves for September, not because I'm rushing, but because by mid-month it will be fall. So without further ado, we're gonna use my daughter's iPad, and we're gonna use the number wheel to help us, the number picker wheel, to help us pick the books that we want to read. So the way it's gonna work, I'm just gonna pick 7 books. I know I just only, you know what, I ordered the wrapping paper, and I didn't know it was gonna be just that small. It wasn't a lot, so I was only able to cover 9 books. So far I've been ranging in terms of reading 6 to 7 books. So let's just pick 7 books. Okay, so we're gonna spin. Let's see, what are we seeing there? 5, right? It says 5. Selected 5, right? Y'all can see this. So we're gonna take number 5. Look how pretty I've wrapped these. Nice, huh? Focus. Yeah. So number 5 we're gonna put on the side. Okay, next. Done. So spin our second pick. Number 2. Okay, number 2 it is. Number 2, y'all can see it's number 2 right there. Beautiful. Okay, so we have 5 more. Okay, let's go. Done. Spin. What is it? Number 8. Number 8. I literally just wrapped these books like a few hours ago, and I cannot remember what they are. So number 8. No, I know this one. The feel of it, it's not a hardback, so I don't think, I know what it is. Okay, next, guys. Number 3. All right. Okay, so we said 7, yeah? 3 more? Number 9, okay? 2 more. Let's go. You guys, have you seen Dwayne Johnson and his weight loss? Oh my God, right? What do you guys think of him now that he looks like a decent man and he doesn't look all pumped up? I don't know. I have to get used to it, but good for him, good for him. Oh, 8. What is up with this number? Okay, done. We've already selected 8. Yeah, so let's spin again. Come on, come on. Okay. 1. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more, y'all. One more. Oh yeah, 7. Perfect. I think I know what this book is. Okay, you guys, so check this. Beauty. Beautiful. Matches my brown, the brown, the brown. We love brown. And orange colors and yellow and okay. Alright, you guys. So are you ready to unwrap these beauties with me and see what we'll be reading for September? Alright, let's go. Remember, guys, I hauled some books last year and I hauled some today, and I've been looking on my shelves and they've just been calling. There's certain books that just called to me, and I was like, okay, I know I need to finish these books on my cart, but maybe I could just push them below and let's prioritize these ones, because I know everyone like to say they're mood readers and all that stuff. I don't want to say I'm a mood reader. I've never really put myself in that category, but all these books that I've picked that are in my house, I want to read them. I want to get to them. So sometimes I sit here and I would be reading my books. I'd have my books on my cart, and then I'd look at my shelves and I'm like, I want to get to those books. I want to read those books. And you know, that's how I choose my books. So anyways, guys, let's open up. I don't want to open these books. I worked so hard. Uh-oh. This is going to be complicated. Okay. So, it's Toby Ogundiran, In the Shadow of the Fall. So I think this is a little novella. And you know, ever since I hauled this book in my last haul, I just kept wanting to read this book. Because, you know, I know you can't focus. Look at that. Look at the beautiful woman there. And I haven't read fantasy since, I feel like since Evan Winter. Yeah, since Evan Winter. When's the last? So I want to read a black fantasy book, and I know fall, that's when we read more fantasy, more historical, you know, and more thriller, but like I'm feeling for more black fantasy. So let's see real quick. A cosmic war reignites, and the fate of the Orisha lies in the hands of an untried acolyte in the first entry of a new epic fantasy novella duology for fans of N.K. Jemisin and Sui Davis Okungboa. So let's see. Ashake is an acolyte in the temple of Ifa, yearning for the day she is made a priestess and sent out into the world to serve the Orisha. But of all the acolytes, she is the only one the Orisha refused to speak to. For years she has watched from the sidelines as peer after peer passes her by and ascends to full priesthood. Desperate, Ashake attempts to summon and trap an Orisha and any Orisha. Instead, she experiences a vision so terrible it draws the attention of a powerful enemy sect and thrusts Ashake into the center of a centuries-old war that will shatter the very foundation of her war. It sounds like it's gonna be action-packed, and it's just this little tiny book, and I want to get to it. Like, I want to get to it. So there you have it. Next we have, okay, now, okay, I know what this book is, and unfortunately the cover was ripped. I don't know how that happened, but I'm not happy about it. I'm gonna have to find a way to glue it, but here you go. You see this? But it's my Monticello fiction, Jocelyn Nicole Johnson, and apparently it's her debut novel. A young woman descended from Thomas Jefferson and Sally Hemings, driven from her neighborhood by a white militia. A university professor studying racism by conducting a secret social experiment on his own son. A single mother desperate to buy her first home, even as the world hurtles toward catastrophe. Each fighting to survive in America. Should I read the rest, y'all? Or that already tells you what this book is going to be about. Right? So, okay, guys. I'm not going to read more, but y'all got what the book is going to be about. So far, nice collection. Okay, should be able to get through these books. Let's see, you guys, every time I think about doing vlogs, like I have so many vlogs that are just in the archives because my husband has yet to work on them, but you know, we'll see. Maybe I will do a September vlog. I've done an August vlog and it's there. So When We Were Birds, Ayana Lloyd Banho. It was just sitting there and I was like, okay, I really want to read this one. And I think it's by I think she's from Trinidad. So yeah. A mythic love story set in Trinidad. Ayanna Lloyd's Ronwo's radiant debut introduces two unforgettable outsiders brought together by their connection with the dead. Oh, maybe I should keep this for October, but no, we'll read it in September because it's my September pick. In the old house on the hill, where the city meets the rainforest, Yejide's mother is dying. She's leaving behind a legacy that now passes to Yejide. One San Bernard woman in every generation must shepherd the city's souls into the afterlife. But after years of suffering, her mother's neglect and bitterness, Yejide is looking for a way out. Raised in the countryside by a devout mother, Darwin has always abided by the ancient Rastafarian vow not to interact with the dead. He has never been to a funeral, much less seen a dead body. But when the only job he can find is grave digging, he must betray the life his mother built for him in order to provide for them both. Newly shorn of his dreadlocks, we don't say dreadlocks anymore, we say locks, okay? And his past, and determined to prove himself, Darwin finds himself adrift in a city electric with possibility and danger. Oof. We're gonna discover what this is about. Next, what we got here? Let's see. So next, guys, we have Things Past Telling by Sheila Williams. I know it looks like summer because she doesn't have like a coat, but I'm feeling this for fall. Okay, so I know I've read what the book is about in my previous hauls when I hauled the book for sure, but just a refresher. Miriam Priscilla Grace is a midwife born in West Africa around 1758. She has been gifted various names, but her birth name is known to her alone. Things Past Telling is a remarkable historical novel that charts Miriam's journey across an ocean of years as vast as the Atlantic she crossed when she was only 11 years old. Miriam survives capture, enslavement, and a brief stint as a pirate's ward, where she is both a spy and a translator. Throughout her triumphant and tumultuous life and across a landscape that spans what is now southern Nigeria to the Ohio River, Miriam gains and loses family, her culture, a husband, lovers, and children. The character is inspired by 112-year-old woman whom author Sheila Williams discovered in 1870 U.S. federal census record for Ohio. Things Past Telling is loosely based on Williams' real-life female ancestors, from stories told around the Sunday dinner table and clues excavated from historical documents. Ooh, yes. Gotta get to this book. Can't wait. Y'all always see me, right, when I get so excited to read these historical slave narrative books, and I'm like, you know, I'm smiling, and then at the end I'm like broken, undone, and I think of the evil that exists in this world, of the human beings who existed, and I'm just like, let's just you know, it's until we get there, let's just smile, right? I knew what this book was about. I recently hauled it. I was just like, I want to read this book. I know I hauled this book, and I just, The Accidental Queen. Right? She's so gorgeous, and the premise of the story just, you know, called to me, and I said, like, pick me up, like, read me right now for September. Ebony Rose desires the freedom to love without limits, but that's for people who aren't harboring the kind of skeletons that could threaten their very existence. Desperately running from her past and a broken heart, Ebony refuses to allow anyone to get close to her until she crosses paths once more with Dafari, the knight in shining armor she lost long ago. The last king Dafari expects to find in New York is the girl who got away, although he had hoped. Marrying a woman outside of his culture is strictly forbidden, and the clock is ticking for him to choose a queen. However, Ebony Rose embodies all the qualities he seeks in a mate and matriarch for his country, and Dafari is determined to make Ebony his. Is this like a... what's that story? A Prince in America? What is it? Coming to America. That's it. Sounds like the premise for that. Country for his country, and Dafari is determined to make Ebony his despite the laws and tradition that stand between them. Then he makes a grave discovery that causes his world to spiral and leave him questioning everyone he loves. So, wow. The Accidental Queen will be your new obsession. Well, say less. So, two more, y'all. Two more books. Can't believe this barely did a whole day in my house. Like, I ordered it on Amazon because I went to Dollarama to see if they had any Thanksgiving, any like fall wrappings, gift wrap, and they didn't have none. So I had to order, and it was $13. But like, yo, that $13 is money, and here it's going to waste. But investigator. Next we have this. Patience is a Subtle Thief. Abi Ishola Ayudeji. I have a lot of Nigerian authors on this pile. Hope and circumstance to find a young woman's life in this heartbreaking tale of lost innocence set in politically volatile 1990s Nigeria. For as long as she can remember, Patience Adewale, the eldest daughter of Chief Kolade Adewale, has been waiting for confirmation that there is a place where she truly belongs. In her family's mansion in Ibadan, Patience lives a sheltered life, seeking solace from uncertainty and finding none in her distant father and stepmother, Modupe. More than anything, Patience wonders why her father and uncle banished her mother from their compound years ago, and whether her mother is even alive. Determined to discover the truth, Patience embarks on a desperate search for her mother. Answers begin to surface when she unexpectedly reconnects with her cousin Cash and meets his friend Emeka, petty thieves with an opportunity to make a big score. But unforeseen events lead to unexpected consequences, demanding a price from Patience that may be too steep to pay. Suspenseful. So we shall discover what this book is about. Anybody read this book? Let me know what I am to expect. Yeah, the thickness of these books, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and y'all know that I'm gonna have 1 or 2 surprise books, right? When I say 1 or 2 surprise books, most of the time they're like my new releases, because remember guys, I had a list of books of new releases that I wanted to read this whole year, and it's up till September. I know a lot more have come out, but mine was up to September, so those are like the mystery books. So it's always like I select a book from my new release list and then I share with you. So the last one, All My Mother's Lovers, Ilana Masad. I just thought this was, the title is very, you know, it made me curious, like All My Mother's Lovers. I know we don't judge, but okay. After Maggie Cross's mother dies suddenly in a car crash, Maggie finds 5 sealed envelopes alongside her mother's will, each addressed to a mysterious man she's never heard of. Maggie and her mother, Iris, weren't close, especially since Maggie came out, but she never expected they'd run out of time to work through their differences. Now in her late 20s, Maggie's finally in something resembling a serious relationship, wondering if some of whatever shaped her parents' decades-long love story might exist after all. And it's especially hard to accept that her mother will never witness it. Overwhelmed by her grief and frustrated with her family, Maggie decides to escape the Shiva and hand deliver her mother's letters. The ensuing road trip takes her over miles of California highways, through strangers' recollections of a second hidden life, almost impossible to reconcile with the Iris that Maggie knew, and on a journey through her own fears as she navigates her new relationship. As she fills in the details of Iris' story, Maggie must confront the possibility that almost everything she knew about her mother, her marriage, her lukewarm relationship to Judaism, her disapproval of her daughter's queerness, is more meaningful than she ever allowed herself to imagine. Well then, there you have it, you guys. Whew. This is my TBR for September. Check that. Right? These are the books I want to read for September, so I better get to it. So I don't want to make this video too long. It's already too long. Anyways, you guys, I hope you like this video, and in the comments let me know if you guys ever, if you've read any of these books. If you did, tell me what I'm to expect. If not, are you excited to read them with me? And on this note, I hope to see you in my next video. So please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and your notification bell. And I will see